Hi, Leo. Alright, welcome to this place if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. Alright, so we're going to jump right in. I feel like Uranus and your 11th house are highlighted. If you want to go there too. This came to me to share. It says you're a highly intuitive person. You always know what the result will be when you begin a new project or a plan of action. You are more often right than wrong. So you want to trust that. I also sense that I'm seeing October or November, but it also says you have your sights firmly focused on the future, with high expectations of eventually achieving your goals. To you, freedom means realizing your objectives. But I think what's really important here, no matter the situation that you are now a part of or about to be a part of, is to really trust that you always know what the result will be when you begin a new project or a new thing. And maybe this is a part of it. If you can't see yourself in the future of it, how far in the future can you see it? Because that's going to tell you something too. I mean, some things are just temporary. Not all things are forever until we're old and gray, right? Things change for sure. But maybe in ways of some basics, this could help you if you're trying to figure out, is this right for me? Because I think right now a person is wanting, if a person is wanting to achieve, then they realize that they have to work together with other people, and those other people need to have similar values and goals, right? Because then you can help each other in ways of attaining things. Because this is not a time for anyone to be overly selfish. Not that you are, I'm just saying that there can be this, I feel like there's a big push to people to be overly independent, and it deters from community and connection. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Let's choose a song for you before we open up your cards. It was just 222. Cool. I don't know what all those numbers mean, but I like them. Oh, I love when I can finally get the Leo happy joking voice. When I stop taking everything so seriously. Okay, you kind of landed between two songs. Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen and The Land of Confusion by Genesis. Dancing in the Dark. That's some good shadow work. Dancing in the Dark, Bruce Springsteen, and Land of Confusion. So, if you can't see, if you're uncertain, really, wait, and then really check in and see if you can trust yourself, right? What did that say? You're generally more right than wrong. You're usually more right than wrong. When is the last time you went dancing? Let's look at the light. Oh, strength. This particular interpretation always gives me the feeling of confidence Your opposite Aquarius talked about this a four-legged animal spirit with them too. You also have them right by you. If you're wondering if there's because there could be a person also, I mean, I guess this is a part of you, but I also see this could be someone that you love that also may not be feeling so strong about certain things, or maybe they're just tired. They know they have to something's moving slowly. People will feel better by your birthday. So that's August. That's the next fire season. I mean, you're wise. You know not to run through the desert. So someone is not afraid. Okay, or at least in the light. Let's see in the shadow. The cloud. What happens when it rains in the desert? Or how often does it rain in the desert? I mean, I guess it's a desert because there's no water. I feel like there's interesting timing with that. Okay. Alright, in the positive, this card talks about wonder, possibility, and accepting the unknown. The shadow of it is existential angst, feelings of isolation, loneliness, insignificance, and uncertainty. It says, when this card arises, you might consider how existential angst, feelings of unimportance, and disconnections apply to your own life. We need to accept that we reside in an endless labyrinth of unknowns. To develop a strong sense of self requires strength, courage, and commitment to a choice. When the path is not clear, it is necessary to undertake the silent path where one is to reflect on your own values and core beliefs, which will then help navigate that path. Right, when we're in the middle of the desert or it's really cloudy, we can't see, right? We can't see much further than what's right in front of us. So that may be, this month, there's something all month about that. April's Saturn's invisible, so's Rahu. But until about your birthday, things are wonky in the sky, particularly. And the south node, let me see. The south node is actually moving into your sign. But that's neither here nor there. Let's back up. So in the shadow, existential angst. Okay, lots of questions. What's my purpose? Because it doesn't have to do with the physical world. It has to do with this own, inner journey of something. Some of you don't, this animal isn't physical. Although it could have been, or it could be. Aquarius talked about where, which is interesting, it's your opposite. They talked about visualizing this animal when they needed strength, when I think is when they needed strength too. Let's see. The Eight of Wands. That's more sun energy. And abundance. Just a minute. I guess it's a little cloudy until things start blooming. Right, the desert needs this water. There's the desert and the cloud. The rain, it rains in the desert. It's like Cancer and Scorpio or something. Then the desert shows up again. It's like the clouds pass, it's good, but then I keep seeing like all these little shoots coming up out of the sand. So someone can endure something that they can endure something because they've been practicing. I mean, some things grow in the desert. I just went into like some practical energy though. Like, is this an illusion? Right, again, how often does it rain in the desert? Because that's like, the desert is like a food desert, right? There's no food there. There's no water there. What's that about? Well, I guess so something needs to be amended or wants to be amended. Now, you can change. I mean, I know you can change like clay eventually into rich black soil. I don't know what you'd have to do to change sand. I mean, again, some things grow in sand, but not. I don't feel like it's sustainably edible. Because what creates that rich black soil is the decomposition of life. So I guess, Leo, this also goes to show that people, when they look at you on the outside, they're like, they think you got it all together. Well, most people, you're not trying to trick them, but just like what comes off without you trying. Most people are like, Leo's all that. But people who really can, like, who know you or who care about you can tell that, like, there's some things going on beneath the surface, but most people can't if they were to just surface glance. It's just like, man, how do they always handling that? They're always doing this, they're always doing that. So if you have this kind of shadow within, I definitely would take a little time to sit with it. If you ignore it, Leo, I don't think it's a time to ignore it. No, the heart. No, it's not a time to ignore it. Weirdly, all the signs thus far for April, which is this Aries Mars energy, most people describe as like go get it and try to achieve and this and that. It doesn't seem to be about that at all. It's like these deeper places within us and like preparing the self. I mean, both of these are solar energy, which is heart space. And we need that to grow this. But you also need this cloud for the rain. So I heard, how emotional are you? This could be your Scorpio house too, or your 8th house is highlighted. 888. Oh, 888. Leo. 888. Someone's walked a long way. They have climbed a lot of mountains. They have traversed many places. Because it's kind of like you went through the mountain, or you went through the desert. That's when you had this dog or this animal too. You went through the desert some way or another. Then you ended up where you're like, okay, here's the mountain. And then you had to climb. Then there were these like mountain ranges. And then that went down into the desert. And then a person finally, because they had to learn it twice, maybe 3 times, like go over something again and again and again, maybe even just in themselves, I don't know. It's been a while though. I heard even if you don't think even if other people don't know about it, you know it. So you finally figure out, it's like, okay, how are you going to... Or I heard, okay, I'm comfortable here now. Then the desert comes out and turns into some place that grows green, delicate green things with berries. So that means that there's birds here too, and other little animals. You're not alone in the desert or on the mountain or in the middle of the desert anymore. And then we end up with the card of skill. So some people try to go about it backwards. Like if some people start out, what did we talk about in the beginning? It's just like, okay, this is the end. This is the end. The way you perceive it, Leo, it's important. The end of the situation, however long, again, the time frame is, it's like what you perceive of it is really important. How do you perceive it? Because again, some people go about it differently too. Right? Some people think you can take the fast track. This shows me that someone's aware that it's I mean, again, they've worked really hard to get here. But sometimes they also wish they could go backwards. But I heard, but they're the one that set the ball. But someone set the ball in motion. Because it is a little hard for someone to leave something behind. Even though a person's feeling better about it. Being quiet in nature, helpful. Wherever you can find that. And I see it's important, 8, 8, and 8, that's the union. That's like 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours with your family. Make sure that that's the balance of it. Because with your loved ones for that latter, make sure, try to keep your schedule like that at least until your birthday. Because I feel like that's going to also help you to avoid You know, because your loved ones, that 8 hours, there's a portion of that that you can also spend with yourself. Because there is this quiet contemplation. Let's see. Content. This card has been so powerful. Cancer had it. I think Aquarius had it too. Scorpio. The other fixed energy. Be honest about what you and other people are going through. Like maybe where they're at. I do see someone very talented in their abilities also. And for some of you are respected for that. Like the work that you do. The way you communicate at work. The way that you problem solve. The way that you hold your composure. I also see the responsibility that you have to your family as well. You know, because, again, I'm seeing like where a boss or what have you, other people respect people because they have, like, I heard a definitive schedule. You know what I mean? Oh, it's snowing. You know, it's like, no, I can't work. I can't pick up any extra hours, you know, this week, this month, because I need to spend more time with my family. I mean, you don't have to give the reasoning to somebody, but someone knows that in and of themselves, like what's important to them, the sun, the empress. I mean, I heard somebody say, like, I know what's healthy for me. Two of Cups. Yeah, because if we don't give things kind of an equal proportion, and you got three main things to pay attention to here, then it could throw it off. And I feel like that's when this cloud becomes bigger and these berries on this bush become poisonous. It's like someone forgets, like, am I allowed to eat that? And it's just like, of course not. And again, if you don't know, sleep on it. Two of Swords, yes. And the Seven of Pentacles, yes, be patient before jumping in on anything. Because again, for most of you, it shows me a person, again, 2 cards in the desert, 1 on the mountaintop. That's not a place of running or building or what have you. It's just you just keep going. And find your comfort, your healthy comfort where you can. But don't think that you're supposed to stay put either. I hope that's not contrary. Because when you're in the desert, you don't, even the nomads that travel through the desert, they move around. You have to, but you got to trust your compass though, right? Because again, everything looks the same. All right, Leo. I'm going to say that's that. I hope this was helpful. Happy spring. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace out. Bye.